Once upon a time, in a village, there lived a girl named Ejiro. Ejiro lived with her widowed stepmother and her only daughter. Ejiro was kind and very hardworking, while the stepsister Efe was rude and lazy. Ejiro's stepmother would make her work all day like a servant in the house. She would cook, wash clothes, and then clean the house, while Efe's mother made sure she does nothing but eat and rest. And each time she went shopping, she would shop for her daughter alone, buying clothes, shoes, and bags for her daughter. She makes sure that her daughter looks good at all times. Every day, Ejiro's stepmother would give her clothes to wash. So one day, after she had washed and spreaded all the clothes, a bird came and picked a yellow dress that the stepmother had just bought for her daughter. She tried very hard to get the clothes from the bird. But the more she tried, the farther the bird flew into a nearby forest. So when she could not get the clothes, she then ran home and told her stepmother what had happened. The stepmother was furious, and then she asked Ejiro why it was her daughter's clothes that the bird carried, saying that the bird would have carried her instead. She then told her to go and get the clothes and make sure she doesn't come home without the clothes. The sad Ejiro then went into the forest in search of the bird. And as she went deep into the forest, she met an old woman who asked her for direction to the town. And she showed her the way and took off again. As she walked ahead, she got to a place with a grassy field. The sun was shining brightly, and there were lovely flowers everywhere. She was pleased with the looks and fragrance of the place. And so, she spent some time in the grassy field and then continued walking. Soon she reached a house where she saw a beautiful woman. And as she greeted the woman, she told her that she can stay in her house as long as she wished, that she would give her everything she would ever wish for. And in return, Ejiro should wash her clothes and make sure her house is clean. The woman spoke to Ejiro so lovely that she agreed to stay with her. Ejiro looked after the house very well, and the woman loved her very much and would give her lovely food to eat. Ejiro stayed there for some time, and then she started missing home. She was very happy with the woman, but now she thought it was time she went back home. So one day, she told the woman that she wished to go back home, as she cannot stay there any longer. The woman then told her that she is very happy that she wished to go back home, and that she has worked very sincerely, so she's very happy with her. She then offered to drop her home by herself. Ejiro was very happy, so she thanked her. The woman then took Ejiro's hand, and her clothes immediately changed to a gold dress. The woman then told her that it is her reward for serving her with so much love. And she handed her the yellow dress that the bird had taken. Ejiro could not help wondering whether all this was real or simply a dream. She had never gotten so much love from anyone in her entire life. She cried tears of joy Then she saw that she was standing in front of her house. When Ejiro entered the house, her stepmother and Efe were shocked to see her, for she was laden with gold. They happily asked her to come in. The stepmother asked where she has been, that she was so worried about her, and also asked where she got the dress from. Ejiro told them everything, and on hearing her story, the stepmother's heart became wroth with greed. So just like Ejiro, a first mother then told her to wash clothes and see if the bird would come pick any of them. Efe did as the mother said, and nothing happened. She kept washing clothes, and one day the bird came again and picked a dress. Efe followed the bird to the forest, and just when she couldn't see the bird again, she saw an old woman who seeked she help her carry her firewood. Efe spoke rudely to the old woman and went away. Efe then got to the grassy field. She was mesmerized by the beauty of the field, so she spent some more time there just like Ejiro, and then continued with her search. Soon, she reached the beautiful woman's house. Having heard of the woman from Ejiro, she then asked that she work for the woman. The woman then explained all the work to her. And on the first day, Efe did as the woman had instructed. But then, from the next day, she started stalling. And on the third day, she did nothing. Eventually, she began sleeping the entire day. And she even ignored the instruction of keeping the house clean. Seeing the house in a mess, the woman was furious. She went to Efe and said to her that it's time she go home. And on hearing this, Efe was elated. The woman then took her outside, and instead of a gold dress, her body was ruined by muck. And the woman then told her it's her reward for the kind of work she has done. Next, she was home. Her mother was very unhappy to see her in that condition. And just like Ejiro, Efe did manage to reach the beautiful woman's house. But because of her laziness and habit of stalling work, she brought home muck instead of gold.